with Arizona, you have to contend with the highest scoring team in the land.
Kirk Risa steps up to the arc. 3!
Time to shine. Show the coaches what you got.
Oh, Catherine wrapping it. There's athletic, and then there's this.
The Wildcats now a perfect 5-0 in the conference.
It is Arizona's world, and the rest of the league right now is living in it. Check out that last note right there, Maddie. Average margin of victory in conference play, 21.6 points. I mean, they're averaging over almost 52% from the floor, over 22 assists per game. And they're obviously the only undefeated team still in Pac-12 play. So certainly at the top, everybody's chasing them. And I think one of the things when you look at Tommy Lloyd's team and the start that they've had, even when somebody gets hurt, even when somebody like Kirk Risa isn't starting, there's other guys that just step up. And we saw that when they played Stanford and Azuolas Tubelis went down. And look, okay, here you come, Oumar Ballo.
Yeah.
Bring it. 21 points. Let's go. So what have you noticed about the depth? We talk about the stars a lot,
Yeah.
but what have you noticed about the depth for this Arizona team?
Well, Tommy Lloyd does have an 8-man rotation. He doesn't really go further than the 8 men, but at the same time, those last 3 coming off the bench, when you have Kyer and you have Pella Larson and then you have Oumar Ballo, those are 3 guys that can start for just about every team in the Pac, or certain teams in the Pac-12. And the other night, it was Ballo that had the coming out party, 21 in that game, to actually become the 5th guy for Arizona to have 20 or more this year, which is incredible production. And you think of guys that come off the bench and they're going to be role players or maybe a good rebounder, a spot shooter. And these guys are coming in putting up numbers. And Ballo was terrific. As you mentioned, you had Tubelis, the Lithuanian locomotive, was out.
That's going to catch on.
I'm trying to. I'm pushing it hard. I'm pushing it hard. But I just think, and Ballo is such a great kid, and he's a guy that Tommy Lloyd recruited to Gonzaga. He's been through a lot. He was a huge developmental player coming into Gonzaga. He was a developmental player coming to Arizona and has now really blossomed into a guy comes off the bench, can get you 15, 20 minutes, can get you 10 to 15 or even more, as we saw the other night.
You're obviously a former Wildcat, and I think when I, see a lot of my friends who are diehard Arizona Wildcat fans, it is fun to see this fan base is re-energized. Like the emotion and the excitement around, I think people were really excited about the Tommy Lloyd hire, but I don't know that anyone thought that they'd be playing this well right out of the gate.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, I'll be honest. I didn't know Tommy Lloyd before this. Before he came to the Pac-12, I didn't think a new coach was going to be able to do it that quickly. And the thing that they have the talent. They're checking all these boxes. And it was interesting because I happened to be at the Golden State Warriors game last night. We spent a little time with Tommy Lloyd and Steve Kerr and
the whole Arizona team was there,
some of the
right?
ex-guys. There it is.
Look
right
at
there.
this.
See me and Stevie, and then
that's
I don't
like
know if
the
people
Mount Rushmore of
recognize,
Arizona.
Tom Tolbert. So if you haven't seen Tom in a little while, but not surprising that Tommy T was there. So
it's a great shot.
We had a good time. I mean, it was fun just talking Arizona basketball. But Steve, I thought, in particular, said the most cool thing last night to Tommy Lloyd while he was sitting there, maybe kind of talking to the room. He was talking about how much fun Arizona basketball has. He said, this is Arizona basketball. It's back to Arizona basketball. And for me, that is a really cool statement. I've heard a lot of people say, well, Tommy Lloyd is playing a lot like Gonzaga. And he is. I mean, there are a lot of things in similarities, but for Arizona fans, and I think what connects for Tucson and the old Pueblo is Lute Olson in that era of the 80s and the era of the 90s when it was just going crazy. And for Steve to really reference that, and it's fun again, and so forth, I think that's what is connecting to Tucson right now in this Arizona team.